even more so in the alternative media. I mean, think about it. The mainstream media is where everybody, the general population goes, you know, whatever, basically everybody, the majority, goes to get their news. They don't have to worry about them as much. I mean, they do. No, they control a few main sources where everybody goes. They got the majority right there. Now you get to the difficult part. The difficult part is controlling people like us. People who are free thinkers, who want the truth, who are going to go to ridiculous lengths to get it. You know, even if it means 23 hours and no sleep 4 or 5 days straight till you find the answer to whatever you're looking for. That's what we do. But, you know, when you have these people out there, they have to, you know, they have to corral you and they have to lead you in wrong directions so you don't end up, you know, at the spot where they don't want you at, which is the truth. There's one truth, and there are a billion paths of deception. And that's the thing, is that, you know, you do your own homework, man. Like, get out there, pick up a book, get off web pages. This is one of the, I mean, I know there's a lot of information you can only find online, or like the majority of it, a lot of it you can find online. But you never know online, you know, I mean, you can listen to a radio show host, or you can listen to me talk to you or whatever. I'm a guy on a phone calling into a radio show telling you that I've done research. You don't know that. You assume that because I sound like I'm credible. However, you don't really know that until you go out and you do your own research. You don't know that anything that anybody is telling you is true, and that's what they don't want you doing. So they have these big names and these sacred cows out there to, you know, have followings. And when people have a following, it's important you mention that they have followings instantly, automatically. Right. It's like as if their web page shows up.
Hey, Derek, we're going to break again. We're about to get cut off. About to get cut off. I'll hold you over again. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Okay, welcome back. We have Derek from the Midwest on the line, and we're talking about controlled opposition and really the infiltration and the control over the alternative media. And also the fact that you shouldn't believe a word anybody says at all in the alternative media until you can verify it for yourself. I mean, you know, I'm just a guy. You know, Derek is just a guy. We're just people researching this for ourselves and trying to find our own version of the truth, whatever that might be. And, you know, we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I don't care how many degrees somebody has. I don't care how credible they might seem. Nobody is perfect. Therefore, it is vitally important that you do your own research. I mean, that's just the bottom line, because nobody, again, nobody is perfect. So I can't stress that enough. I totally agree with what you were saying before the break, Derek. I mean, that's really the only way we can defeat this system, if people are independently thinking critically about these issues and not following some cult of personality radio host or TV host or figurehead. I mean, that's the only way.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I think some things that we can do to get information out there and combat stuff is there's a couple things I've been thinking about recently. Number one, there has to be a reason they're keeping certain things secret. They let, even in alternative media, they let people talk about certain things because there already are going to be people doing research into this, so it's going to be out there anyway, so you might as well have, you know, people out there on their side, like Jones and these other big sacred cows talking about stuff that, you know, it matters, yeah, but it really doesn't matter in comparison when you get down to the nitty-gritty of who the groups are that are truly running the show, what the names of those groups are, the fact that you can't go on any of these web pages and even leave comments with, you know, go ahead, go to Prison Planet Forums, try to type the words Knights of Malta into any of the comments on their article. See how long your post stays there. See what happens. Certain things like that. And, you know, that's one good test, you know, but they obviously have these people out there trying to divert, you know, attention into things that don't matter. But I think there's certain things they keep secret for a reason, and it's those things that we need to think about, like the mystery religions. Nobody talks about. Even Jones on his show used to talk about years back. He used to, like, drop the word Freemasonry now and again. I don't think Alex Jones has used the word Freemasonry other than in some weird aside for 3 seconds, like, in the last almost decade. It's absurd. But things like that, and I think a lot of, you know, things that we can do or have people get copies of these books and read them on air. All you out there with radio shows, get books like The Secret Destiny of America by Manly P. Hall. Read these on air. Do things like William Cooper used to do. Put out their information. There's a reason he got shot. And I'm not saying, like, hey, let's all go get shot. That's the last thing I want to convey with that message. But, my point is that you're either going to make a difference or you're not. And if you're not making a difference, you're going to keep sucking air.
Yeah, no, I agree.
What it boils down to.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And, there's a lot of very interesting books out there. And there's actually this book that was written by Harry Truman in conjunction with some other guy who, I forget his name, but he was also a Freemason. Of course, Harry Truman himself was a high-level Freemason. And they came out with a book that gave this huge list of all these famous Freemasons. Huge, huge list. I think they came out with a volume that was like A through L and then M through Z or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But that's a very important book because they're admitting that, hey, all these people are members of our little fraternal order. And, of course, we know how influential Freemasonry is, and it ties back to all of these mystery religions and the overall realm and scope of the priest class. So, you have books like that are out there that I think need exposure. There's just so much information out there. And, you're right about Jones. This guy is clearly trying to keep people in a mental box. He doesn't want to talk about the Knights of Malta. He certainly does not want to talk about the Council for National Policy because a lot of his regular guests happen to have affiliations with that group. And that, for me, is a huge problem. Because why can't we talk about these groups? If it's really about fighting the world order system, there should be no topic off limits. There should be no censored subjects. But clearly with Jones, when he talks about Bilderberg, does he ever talk about Joseph Redinger, the guy who was actually the brain trust? Yeah, he was the brain trust behind Bilderberg. No mention of him because he had ties back to the Jesuits and the Catholic Church. So they focus in on Prince Bernhard. So, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on here, but, again, no topic should be off limits, period.
Right. I completely agree. And I also think that those groups that, we talk about, like the Bilderberg group, the CFR, the CNP, I think a lot of them are distractions, too, because if you notice throughout history, there are groups that always change, all right? Bilderberg group, you go from the beginning of history up until now, secret society-wise, secret group, behind closed doors, like locked in a smoky room, underhanded meeting type-wise, that kind of crap. The Bilderberg group is fairly new. They've only been around for, a matter of decades. They're not hundreds and hundreds of years old, like Freemasonry, things like the Templars and all those organizations, Opus Dei, the Order of the Golden Fleet, the Jesuits, absolutely. And I think those groups, like the Bilderbergers, like the CFR, the Trilaterals, I think they put those out there for a reason to be the front groups for the secret societies. Here, research this. Look into these guys. Don't look into our secret societies. Don't look into the mystery religions that we've been trying to keep hidden for thousands of years. Look into these other things that people are going to look into anyways. Like you said earlier, now the Bilderberg group's even being covered by BBC or something, but my phone's actually going to die. However, there's one big thing I wanted to get to. I have a headline for you. I'll send you a link to it if you check your email. Headline.
Oh, you still there? Oh, looks like his phone died. Oh, man, that's what died. Oh. Okay, well, I guess that's the way it goes. I guess I'll just wait for his email. You still there, Derek? Do we have you? Okay, well, it looks like he's gone. Yeah, he's gone. All right, well, I guess those things happen. So, yeah, Derek, if you're listening to the repeat or if you're listening to the stream somehow, just send me that email and I'll take a look at it. And, yeah, that's about all I could say. But, Derek brought up some really good points about how, yeah, they want you to look at the CFR, the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderberg Group. These are all the main groups that a lot of these patriots want people to focus in on. But, no, we can't really focus in on all this other stuff. No, just focus in on these groups. Focus on the groups that we tell you to focus in on. And that's largely all part of an agenda to keep you focused in on certain groups that have less significance than really the main groups behind the scenes. All right, more on the other side.
Rampant inflation that will...
Welcome back. I think we have Derek back after the little snafu there. And Derek, do you want to continue what you were talking about before your phone died?
Sure. There's actually, we always get into a long conversation, but there was one main reason I was going to call in. This is something that I just came across, and it looks like it was posted, I think, in March, if I'm not mistaken, March 10th. All right, this is the headline. Luke Rudkowski uses We Are Nations to pay for college.
Wait. We are change.